Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry I've been gone for a minute. There's so many things that I've been doing. Um, but I just would like to say, please come in this situation, come into this room so we can really, really get down to it. So let me just put this precursor out here right now. The guest that I'm getting ready to bring on, Um, he's only allowed to only discuss certain things because of a cease and desist. Okay, so I'm getting ready to add you. And so I definitely would like to bring him on. I want to get right into it. I don't want to waste any time because there's so much that's going on. And I just believe that as a trans woman, I think we have to get into these, we have to allow our trans brothers to be able to speak their piece with certain situations. And so I would love to bring Mr. Zaire on. Let me see if I can add you. There you go. Okay. I can't.
I can't.
Hey,
Hey,
Zaire.
Zahair. Hey, girl.
Okay, so there's an
Okay, so there's
echo,
an echo. Uh huh.
and I know you don't
And I know
have
you don't have
headphones.
headphones. No, I don't.
So
So bear with it.
we're going to get
We're
through
gonna
it the
get
best way
through
we
it the best way
can.
we can. Right.
And
And
so I want
so
to start
I
off
want
with
to
the
start
first
off with the first
question
question
and
and
say, and
say
ask you
and
this.
ask you this.
Um,
Um,
with all of the
with all of the
allegations
allegations
that's going
that's
on,
going on,
why do you want
why
to
do
clear
you
your
want to
name from
clear your
this?
name from this? I mean, the reason why I want to clear my name is because when you have allegations as far as such things as things as far as rape from women you advocate for or are advocating for, and I think it's better. Some people feel like it's better to not say anything, and I feel like I should defend my name.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody to say, a lot of people they go off of basically what somebody else says or what somebody else told them. And I have remained silent through all this, and I feel like I should um, tell my side of the story.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
why do you want to
why
do
do
this
you
on
want to do this
Facebook
on
Live?
Facebook Live? Because I have a few people who are reaching out to people who I associate with or who are in my circle and saying, well, this guy is this person or this guy did this to the girls. So I felt like I owe it to my community to actually tell my story and actually what happened and stop worrying about, protecting those who are putting these allegations against me.
So
So,
do you
do you
feel that you
feel
were
that you were
targeted?
targeted? Yeah, I felt like I totally was target. Like I feel like um there is not sincere intentions on why they are targeting me. Like it's not sincere. It's more so as a financial gain.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay,
So let's get
so
into
let's
it.
get into it.
I'm going
I'm going
to,
to
because people are
because
asking
people
who
are
is breaking
asking
this,
who is
that, and the
breaking this
third.
and the
So
third. So
I want you
I
to
want you
start
to
from the
start from the
beginning
beginning. Mm-hmm.
and kind of
And kind of
share
share
what you
what
can
you can
without
without
overstepping
overstepping
the cease and
the
desist
cease and
that you
desist
had.
that
That's
you
in
had.
order.
That's the order. Well, I don't have the cease and desist,
You
but
don't have
somebody
it.
you don't have it. Does. But there is a no contact a commitment. So it's only so much that I can say, but
Okay.
okay, that commitment was already broken by the other party. So I feel like I need to say something because with me trying to do work in the community and trying to create a space and trying to work in basically I was trying to create a foundation And my devotion was towards women of trans experience. And with these allegations being put against me, um, it can hinder the work and hinder the trust from my sisters. So therefore, I felt like I owe it to my sisters um, to tell them my side of the story.
Okay, so let's get
Okay, so
into it.
let's get
How did
into
all
it.
of this
How did
start?
all of this start? Um, well, my attraction for women of trans experience, with me dating the young ladies, I started to notice that you know things are more difficult for women of trans experience than it is of men of trans experience. So, I'm a full time chef. So I went through a situation. I personally went through a personal situation, what made me shift my career as far as being assaulted, and I felt like my community didn't support me. So what I decided to do was try to create my own foundation, but I ended up meeting somebody who made me the director of theirs.
Okay.
Okay. And I ended up meeting somebody, and we were conversating, back and forth, and the young lady was nice, very intelligent, pretty, and I happened to mention that I needed a board member, and we went back and forth, conversating. At the same time, I was helping some other young ladies out of town, and it went from there. And we came to an agreement that I needed another board member here, while trying to start this foundation, and she moved here. So I did tell her, I said, I knew some people, and we can get you signed up, and I didn't make her no promises. you know I didn't say, listen, this. I just said I can direct you in the right area.
Okay, so what
Okay,
type of
so what type of
organization
organization
was this?
was this? The one that I worked for, I was the director of community engagement, and it was an LGBTQ organization, well, a foundation, which I found out. The reason why I stepped down, one, I can't sell out. I don't care if you and me get into it. You are my sister, and my job is to protect you. So when a white cis woman, who doesn't know anything about the LGBTQ community, besides her child who is of trans experience, tells me, well, I need to vote for these white politicians. I need to do this. I need to do it, and constantly throwing in my face that my own community would not give me a job. It was time for me to go. I didn't want to sell out. I didn't want to take um, coins from my people. I did not want to be paid for my blackness. So I stepped
Mm-hmm.
down. Mm-hmm. And actually, one of the people who has something to do with this, actually, I stepped down because I didn't want to take from their ideas also.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So,
so we just had a
so we just had a
conversation
conversation
about
about
the situation
the situation
with the rape
with the rape
allegations.
allegations. Uh-huh.
So how
So
did that
how did that
situation start
situation
with
start
these
with
two
these
women?
two women? Okay, so
Well, excuse me,
excuse
trans
me,
women, because
trans
they were
women, because
trans
they were
of
trans
trans
of
experience.
trans experience. Of trans experience, right. So what happened is I was dating, well, one of the young ladies came down, and she was whose sound is off. One of the young ladies came down, and she
I'm
was
gonna tell my
I'm gonna tell
maybe
my
they
I'm
have
gonna
one
tell
on.
okay.
Maybe they have.
Okay, so one of the young ladies, she came down, and I was actually dating another young lady. And what happened was, you try to find yourself, and you stuff happens. So I ended up, the one young lady I was not sexual with or nothing like that. I was actually dating another young lady, and she stayed in VA. And one of the young ladies I had just prior, was sexual with. I was vulnerable at that time. I had just faced my assault. The young lady actually was the one that reached out to me. She reached out to me and she was like, "Look, I'm sorry that situation happened. Woo, woo, woo. And you know, I I wish I could have been there for you, this and this and this." So, me and her got close. And, one thing happened to another and it was consensual. It was consensual, consensual sex and that's what it was. And the young lady ended up having, surgery. And, I helped her through her surgery. I wouldn't say like, I mean, she was at my house and as far as like, she was at my house because she lives in a program. She was at my house and, she was healing from surgery. So through the whole surgery process, I was there. So, except two of her doctor's visits, I didn't go to because, she started acting a little weird. So, I actually have a witness where the young lady even was on live, crying because I would not be with her. And physically, I didn't want to be with her because she was not in the place that she needed to be, not being judgmental, but she wasn't physically, like you're in a program and I have my own space. So I think that you needed to focus more on getting your stuff together than worry about chasing behind a man. And I'm not like, and this is the thing about it. I'm not afraid to hold myself accountable because, I felt like how I did things was wrong, but I wasn't acting out of, okay, I can bag this person. I was acting out of, testosterone, and it's not really to blame, but testosterone, um, it really messes with your sex drive.
Okay,
So,
so what
what
responsibilities did you play
responsibilities
in
did you
that?
play in that? I basically didn't think things through. Like I was acting out of hormones. So everything that we did was consensual. Because I mean, I didn't, things was placed in my areas. I didn't put it there. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mhm. I did not place it there. So how can you rape somebody? How could you forcibly rape somebody if you didn't place it there?
I wish you had
I
some
wish you had
headphones
some
because this thing
headphones.
started
This
getting
thing started
echoey.
getting echoey.
Uh,
Uh,
so
so
these two women
these two
about these
women about these
allegations.
allegations.
That was just
That
one
was just one
situation.
situation.
Can you tell us
Can you
about the
tell us
second
about the second
situation?
situation? The second situation, I ended up dating a person because the other person ended up the other young lady in VA ended up breaking up with me because like the prior incident person ended up sending screenshots to that person and they was mad because I chose that person over them. So with the young lady staying here, we end up getting close and one thing happened to another. But mind you, this is what I'm going to say. She's walking around my house. She's taking pictures. She's taking pictures. She's taking pictures of my bills. She's taking pictures of like every time, like she's taking pictures of just random stuff, just taking pictures. So she's not like a brown skinned young lady. She's light skinned. So I remember she like got a ding on her leg and she took a picture of it. And I'm like, me, me, I don't know, maybe I'm slow or something, but I just laughed it off. One day she said she was like, it ended up hitting her, like I hit her, and she said, "It's like you hitting me," but she was recording it, and I was like, "I didn't hit you," and I laughed it off. So I'm like, why would she say something like that? So 2 days later, I guess I frustrated her or something. I did. Um, I know what it was. I bought this soap. I used up a soap because I'm a sensitive user, and she got mad about it. So I was on the phone signing up for school, and literally this lady said if she needs to, she will write a statement. I was on the phone signing up for school, and she threw a bowl across my head, and that's the first time I seen her aggressiveness, like her behavior.
And this was
And
another
this was
trans
another
woman.
trans woman. This was the one that I actually was dating. This is the one who said I sexually assaulted her. I was abusive to her. And, you know, anybody that knows me knows that I will literally would never. It took me everything in my power to not put my hands on this young lady. I have a window right now that still has not been fixed. It's two broken windows.
And it's something
And
she
it's
did.
something she did. It's something she did, but I'm not innocent by a long shot. After I got tired of her putting her hands on me, I did bust the windows out of her car, and I told the officers that. But with the officers coming 4 times, what they said was they wanted to take her to jail because I kept calling. I made sure I called because I do have a prior history. I knew she was gonna bring up. So I did have a prior history. You know, I'm a small guy, always been small, so you know I had to defend myself. They wanted to take her to jail because I kept calling. I made sure I called because I do have a prior history. I knew she was gonna break up. So I did have a prior history. You know, I'm a small guy, always been small, so you know I had to defend myself. They wanted to take her to jail because I kept calling. I made sure I called because I do have a prior history. Yeah, it's replaying. Gonna break up.
You need to get some headphones.
I don't have a small guy, but anyways, so you know I had to defend myself. So
Okay, wait a minute.
So I'm gonna close this one out and I'm gonna start another one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.